It's the National Football League on EA Sports, where division rivals will clash in the NFC North. It's the Minnesota Vikings and the Green Bay Packers, next on Madden Football.
It's a venue and a city that's seen more NFL history than just about anyone else. Welcome to Lambeau Field in the heart of Green Bay. Joined by a former NFL quarterback up in the booth, Mr. Brock Heward. I'm Kate Scott, and Brock, you can brag if you'd like to, because I know you had quite the big arm in your days with the Huskies and the Seahawks in Seattle. Well, we've got a couple of quarterbacks here who also know how to push that football down the field.
Yeah, you got a couple QBs who are going to keep these defenses honest today, because the moment they get greedy in coverage or get too aggressive in the pocket, either of these quarterbacks can drop a dime, drop a deep throw right over him for big yardage, and maybe 6 points too.
Will Reichert has it all teed up. And away we go from Wisconsin. McCole Hardman now on the return. And a decent return ends as they bring him down inside the 30. So the Packers offense getting set for their first drive. They'll be led out by the Utah State product and former first-rounder back in 2020, Jordan Love.
It took Jordan Love a little while for him to get his chance to start in the NFL. He had to watch Aaron Rodgers for a number of years, but guess what? Aaron had to watch Brett, and it paid huge dividends. And it sure looks like Jordan Love, to start his career, is doing the same. He didn't just watch Aaron Rodgers. He worked on his game. He developed his game over 3 years. And when he got his chance, he sure looked like a young star at the position.
Jacobs gets it to start the drive. And he'll take this up to around the 30-yard line. Give him a few yards on that run. It's 2nd and 7.
Kate, that's a run that's ho-hum on the stat sheet, but if you see a bigger play on the ground later on, it'll largely be because of a play just like that one, softening up the front and opening the door for a bigger gap in the future.
They motion a receiver left. On 2nd down, Jacobs. And he's brought down for a loss.
I talked to a bunch of different GMs, Kate, especially around draft time, and they all say the same thing. Linebackers are so hard to find. It's hard to transition from the college game that's in so much space to this game where you've got to play in a phone booth, yet have that explosiveness to chase a play on the outside down like that linebacker just did.
Throwing his love on 3rd. Completes this one to Kraft. And he's going to get this up close to the 40 before going out. It's a pickup of 9 yards. And it'll be 1st down, Packers.
You're not going to last long in the National Football League if you don't convert a good chunk of your 3rd downs. Nice find there to continue the series.
New set of downs for him at the 38. On 1st and 10, here's Love. That's the rookie from Texas hauling it in. And they catch up to him, but not until he's got a huge gain and a 1st down. They strike for 23 yards. And that's good for a Green Bay 1st down.
You know what I like about that, Kate? I like that they're not coming out slow. They're willing to go with some looks here that will yield big yardage down the field instead of just settling for dinking and dunking the ball.
1st down now, ball at the 39-yard line. Putting a receiver in motion. Running on 1st here with Jacobs. And they're able to grind him to a halt after a pickup of 4.
You know, Kate, these are some of the little hidden plays in a game, right? Doesn't look like a whole lot on the stat sheet, but A, it gets you good yardage, B, it sets up your play action, and C, most importantly, keeps that defense guessing.
2nd and 6 coming up here. Here's Love to throw. Has it to his back. Here's Josh Jacobs. And he's caught behind the line for a loss.
Kate, that's one of those situations as a quarterback that on my grade sheet, that's a negative. That screen was ambushed by the defense, and you've got to throw it away. Just find a way to put it at his feet and not create a negative play for your offense.
They'll throw on 3rd and long. He sends this one to the end zone. And disaster averted. He knocks away the deep ball, incomplete. Thought he had a touchdown there. And they're going to be stuck with a 4th and long.
You know, I don't fault that look at all, Kate, downfield. It was just an excellent defensive play to deny him the ball and knock it away. That is good on good.
And that one is not where he needed it to be. It is off and no good. And we continue to await our opening score of this ball game.
Well, once you get out beyond 50 yards, everything in the process has got to be perfect. It's a good effort, but it's going to wind up off the mark.
So good field position to start with for the Vikings this drive. 1st and 10. McCarthy throwing right away. Able to find Hawkinson. He's forward, gets a couple of yards. That was Xavier McKinney that time with the tackle.
Sometimes when you're just looking to move it forward, get some small yards on a throw, quarterback's best friend, security blanket. And when it's a big old tight end, that's an extra bonus.
8 yards to go. Let's see how they approach this 2nd down. First carry here for Aaron Jones. And he's down. Looks like they made the stop at the 46-yard line. A 9-yard gain and good for a 1st down.
I think with that call, they were trying to set him up with a short 3rd down run, but he said, nope, not on my watch. I'll just go get it all right here. Now, playbook's wide open for 1st and 10.
Going to the ground again on 1st. He's descended upon quickly and dropped after it looks like a yard gain. Devontae Wyatt finishing that play off. Only gets a yard there to make it 2nd and 9.
You know, Kate, I like to call these body blows. Body blows. You got to be committed to running the football. Even if it doesn't move the chains, I guarantee you that wear and tear will pay dividends later.
Grabbed by Jordan Addison. And that will not be enough for a 1st down. Third down, 1 yard to go. From the shotgun, McCarthy. Complete beyond the marker. And he's stopped at the 31-yard line. That one ends up a gain of 6. And that's going to give the Vikings the 1st down.
That's what we call situational football. You spend all week working on your nickel passing game package to take advantage of 3rd downs just like that.
First and 10. Here's Jones. And he'll get this down to the 23-yard line before they stop him. Call it 9 yards. Looked like a first for a moment. It's 2nd and 1.
That's a run that you'll take the result in the NFL every time. A nice play, a solid game, but it's also a run that you know, and you may come back to, because if you were that close to breaking off an explosive one, you really break the backs of a defense.
2nd down carry for Jones. And they bring him down at the 18-yard line. A 5-yard gain on the play. And it'll bring up a Minnesota 1st down.
Kate, I know you can see that smile on my face as we stand next to each other. Sure, I love that run, but I'm thinking about some great running backs. In fact, Corey Dillon, who created a lot of negative grades on my play sheet because I didn't want to carry out no fake. I wanted to watch the damage he could do like we just saw.
That one goes for 15, and now they're going to have 1st and goal.
Kate, I can't tell you how good that is. Anticipating the outcut, having the ball on the way before the receiver's head even turns, he puts it on him so that receiver can easily get out of bounds for the nice gain.
They've set themselves up well for an opening drive touchdown here, Brock. It's 1st and goal. They'll go play action here. It's McCarthy. Toward the side of the end zone, but that one's incomplete. That throw doesn't lead to 6. And that makes it 2nd and goal.
QBs, well, they're a lot like the great shooters in the NBA. Hey, listen, sometimes you're going to miss. You just got to shake it off and keep shooting away.
So after the incomplete pass, here's 2nd and goal. From the shotgun, McCarthy. And he takes it in for the Minnesota touchdown. The Vikings have a great first drive and get the game's first points. Jordan Addison, the touchdown. He finds one of his great receivers, Brock, and they are off to a great start to begin this ball game.
Yeah, it's such a positive offensively when you could go find not just a field goal, but a touchdown on that opening drive. And defensively, this starts to shake the foundation of your preparation and makes you wonder what's in store.
Now it's Will Reichert on for the extra point. The point after splits the uprights. And the Vikings will jump out to a 7-0 lead. Here's Reichert set to kick this away. Hardman with a return. The return manages to get just beyond the 30. The Green Bay offense returning to the field for their second possession. They could only set up a lengthy field goal attempt their last possession, Brock, so some room to improve in how far they can advance the football here. They've got first down from the 31. From the gun, it's a give to Jacobs. And he found some running room for a nice gain. Good run, gets him 7. That brings up 2nd and 3.
Well, that doesn't net a first down. You get yards like that in the run game, you will take it in the NFL.
2nd and 3 now. From the 39. That'll be complete to Jacobs. And he's tackled with the first down yardage.
That's just great instincts. Go air it out on 2nd down rather than just play conservative and run it. They hit a weak point in the coverage and don't need to worry about 3rd down at all.
1st and 10, ball set up at the 48. Shotgun now for Love. Into the hands of Romeo Dobbs. And this is marked down right along that 40-yard line. 12 yards on that play, and a good call nets him the first.
That is what elite offenses are all about. Why worry about 3 downs when you need only 1? Move the chains in one play and keep driving that defense backwards.
First down throw, here's Love. Caught by Jacobs. Good little rip there. Looks like about 6. Ivan Pace able to make the stop.
That is the epitome of staying on schedule. That kind of completion right there on 1st down. Well, it opens up the entirety of the playbook for 2nd down. And with 3rd and short in your back pocket, you can get even more aggressive and take that shot.
These two NFC North teams have played one so far. 7-0 is our score. We'll return to historic Lambeau Field after this. Time for our second quarter. It'll be Packer football to begin. They're advancing it well as they face 2nd down. That's reeled in by Jaden Reed. And he'll pick up enough to move the chains.
I'm sure coach and play caller doesn't mind making the job a little bit easier. You know, play calling's a lot simpler and easier when you count on the offense to move the chains on those early downs.
They'll come up 1st and 10. Handoff here to Jacobs. He gets forward, and that's about 4 yards. That tackle made by Blake Cashman.
You know, that's a good run right there to keep the offense on schedule. If he can average that type of yards per carry, this guy's going to be more than all right with letting him lead the show.
2nd and 6 coming up here. Love from the gun. This is reeled in by Reed. And he's brought down inside the 10 at the 9. That one goes for 15, and now they're going to have 1st and goal.
Sure seems like he knew exactly what he wanted, and he got it, going right where he wanted to with the ball off the snap.
They'll break the huddle and come up on 1st and goal. From the red zone now. Ooh, that's a tough one. Couldn't bring in the touchdown clean. It falls incomplete. It's going to be 2nd down.
Oh, that is such a bummer. A dropped touchdown right in the end zone. We're going to see how quickly he can flush this one. He better, because they got to make it impact later.
Love out of the shotgun. Has it in close. It's a Green Bay touchdown. Great opportunity to find a touchdown there, Brock, and they come through with 6.
Receivers want the ball everywhere on the football field. But you start smelling the end zone, they really want their chance. And they will tell you as a quarterback, just give me an opportunity and I'll make a play. And he sure did.
Brandon McManus on for the PAT. Right down the middle, it's good. And the Packers tie this game 7-7. On now is McManus to kick this away. Starting from the 5. He's brought down at what looks like the 24-yard line. The Vikings and receiver Jordan Addison getting set for this next drive. And after the impressive drive we just witnessed, you gotta imagine that they are hoping to respond with something similar.
Yeah, and I don't love to use the word can't, right? But this can't be a 3-and-out for this offense right here. They got to give their defense a chance to catch their breath and turn some of the momentum in the building.
Starting the drive with a give to Jones. And he won't salvage that. It's a loss on the play.
Well, he was supposed to be the one who chipped away a few and got a new set of downs started right in rhythm. Instead, he's now forced to pick himself from behind the line thanks to a great effort defensively.
Offense to the line for 2nd down. On play action now, McCarthy. He fires one deep down the right sideline. Really pushing the envelope on 2nd down, but the deep shot doesn't work. Looking for Justin Jefferson on that throw. That's going to leave him with a tough 3rd and long.
You hear defensive coaches preach this all the time about not giving up the big play. Keep everything in front of you. They're going to need to stay vigilant because he's definitely a receiver who can take the lid off of a defense.
Able to find Jones. Juke the defender. And he'll have it up to about the 23-yard line on the play.
Just get this guy touches. I don't care how, I don't care when. Just find unique ways to get this running back the ball, and over time, he's going to make you pay.
Now we'll see Ryan Wright come on for the Vikings to punt this away on 4th. He sends this away, and oh, this is going to be a field flipper. His work begins at the 31. And he's brought down before the return gets far. That punt finishes as a 60-yard effort. And the Packers will take over possession. New slate of downs to approach here from the 40. They send a tight end in motion. Jacobs running behind center. And they're going to get him down just shy of midfield. Still a nice gain, though, up to the 49. Give him 9 yards. He almost moved the chains there. It's going to be 2nd and 1.
So much to like about that run, Kate, particularly what he was able to get out of it. The defense, I think, feels a little fortunate they were able to track him down before an even bigger run and crossing that first down marker.
And he's tackled with the first down yardage.
Ooh, I like that. I really like that execution to move the chains. Now that third down call that they had ready, well, they could stick it right back in their pocket for a later occasion.
Let's see how they attack this first down, Brock, from the 43. Love now to throw. Finds him over the middle. And he's able to get this down to the 36.
Well, he saw his guys pick up the blitz. Well, he felt them pick it up anyway if he wasn't looking at him. But with their effort on his behalf, I think this QB felt owed to them and the group up front to find somebody to get a completion, so that effort up front wasn't in vain.
After a good pickup, they're set up with 2nd and short. On the handoff, here's Jacobs. And his short gain gets them a new set of downs.
I don't know about you, Kate, but he sure made getting that first down look really easy. A lot easier than it's supposed to be for that defense. And I think they'll hear about it when they get to the sidelines.
Ball at the 33 for first down. Jacobs gets it on the draw. And all he can get is 1 yard. Ran that right into the defensive front.
You know, they got some positive yards. That's a good thing. But too many plays like that, it just is too hard to pile together, get first downs against the better defenses in this league.
They'll come to the line here, 2nd and 9. Going run again with Jacobs. And once again, he doesn't manage much before getting brought down. A gain of about 3, so a third of what they needed. 3rd and 6 coming up.
When you don't have great success on first down, Kate, it's a little bit like a hitter in baseball falling behind in the count. And all you want to do as a hitter is get back to a fighting chance. Give yourself a better count. That play, well, it does the same here. Now a much more manageable and opportune third down situation.
And this is down to the 28 before the defense halts it.
Feet and eyes, Kate. Feet and eyes. They so often tell the story of every position on the field. When that quarterback's feet and eyes move to his secondary read, and so often it's a tight end, well, it's incumbent on that defense to fly to the ball. You want to make that tackle, force the fourth down? It took a great defensive effort to do it.
And the kick by Folk is good. And that's going to break our tie and give him a 3-point advantage.
Well, he moved past that earlier miss pretty quickly here, Kate. Nice to see that. And now he can carry a little momentum with him to end this opening half.
On now is McManus to kick this away. Here's a return from the 7. He stopped on the return at the 27. The Vikings offense back to the field now. Their last drive didn't make it very far before they had to punt it away, partner, so hopefully this one has some better legs to it. And the drive will start out with a 1st and 10. From the gun, Jones gets it. And he's going to bring it up to the 40-yard line before he stopped. Pickup of 12 on that play. And that's going to give the Vikings the first down. We're to the 2-minute warning from Lambeau. The Vikings at a deficit. New slated downs to approach here from the 40. Here's McCarthy, 1st and 10. Bails out of the pocket quick. He's going to keep it this time. Gets out of harm's way after stringing together some nice yards on that run.
You know, Kate, back in the day, we had a slip and slide at practice for moments just like that. Actually practicing how to slide and get out of harm's way. Nice gain on the play, and denied that defense yet another chance to take a shot on him.
After a good pickup, they've got 2nd and 4. Pass is caught by Addison. And he's going to be across midfield, close to the 45 before going out. That's a pickup of 9. And it'll bring up a Minnesota first down.
I know I could sound like a broken record when I talk about timing and getting the ball out on time and on rhythm, but these outcuts, it is so imperative, and the best of them make it look oh so easy.
1st and 10, here's McCarthy. Not enough on this throw, it hits the turf instead of his man.
Well covered on that play. Really not a large window for him to sneak that throw in.
So after the incompletion, here comes the 2nd down call. Operating from the gun, it's McCarthy. That's caught in stride by Addison. And he's brought down after pushing to that 35-yard line. Give him 11 yards, Brock, and a fresh set of downs.
Move the chains! Gotta move them chains! Build momentum and keep that defense on its heels.
They're set up at the 35 now. Back to the air, McCarthy. He's got him, that's Addison. And this is down to the 28 before the defense halts it.
You know, they say you never go broke taking a profit. Just find that completion. And it may not be a Benjamin, but even those little dollar bills start to add up.
2nd and 3 now. From the 28. Nothing there left side as it ends up incomplete. Jordan Addison, the intended target. And now it's 3rd and short.
That is normally a gimme for this offense, these short throws. But the defense, well, they had just enough influence on that play to force the incompletion.
Going on 3rd, McCarthy. He has the first over the middle. And he's able to take this one down to the 25. The Vikings call a timeout. It'll be their first. They'll have 2 left to work with before halftime. The drive picks up here, 1st and 10. Still sticking with the passing game. Able to get it to Moore. And he's going to be stopped at the 17-yard line. Minnesota spends its 2nd timeout here. And they still have 1 in their pocket for what's left of this half. After a good pickup, they're set up with 2nd and short. From the 17. The throw is caught. And he has it down to the 8-yard line on the play. 9-yard pickup, and it sets him up with 1st and goal.
You know, it sure seems like he knew exactly where he was going with that before the snap. That's a pre-snap decision that led to a post-snap first down.
Now, just before the break, a timeout taken by the offense, and they can try for some points going into the break. Only time left for 1 more snap, Brock, so they're going to run out their field goal unit. A little more than a chip shot. This is 25 yards. Smith able to put it through. And that's going to tie us up just before halftime.
In that close, in the red zone, you know they're upset they couldn't finish the drive with the touchdown. It's only half the points, but at least there's something to show for the possession.
Well, Brock, barring a touchback, this kickoff should run out the half, so better make that return good as it's away. And he opts not to bring this one out, so they're going to enjoy some good starting field position from the 30. All right, this is going to be the play that takes us to halftime. One final shot before halftime. He lobs it up, looking deep to the right side. And this is going to end up incomplete. He really aired it out there on first down, but just couldn't make the connection. We've arrived at the break, and what a second half we're in store for. It's tied at 10 after 2. Now we'll get you down to our Orlando studios for the EA Sports Halftime Report with Jonathan Coachman.
All right, Kate, thanks very much. Back to you and Brock in a bit, but first, time for our EA Sports Halftime Report.
All right, thank you, Coach, and we are back and about set to begin the second half. Well, we're set up for an incredible second half, all tied as we kick it away here in quarter number 3. Fielded at the 7. He stopped on the return at the 27. Here's the Minnesota offense headed out to start this third quarter. And their last drive did end in points. Not as many as they wanted, though. They had to settle for that field goal despite advancing the football pretty well. Drive starts out with a 1st and 10. They'll go play action here. It's McCarthy. He puts some power on a deep one left. And they can't connect on the deep look. Still a couple of snaps to play with, though, here. We've got second down.
I think if you look up in phase in the defensive encyclopedia, that is a picture-perfect form of it. He was all over him in coverage, really forcing the incompletion.
No dice on that prior pass. Here's second down. Out of the gun, a give to Jones. And that's good yardage with a new set of downs.
He easily had the yardage for a first, but he was hungry for a lot more. I think that tackle prevented something that was going to be a lot bigger than just a first down pickup.
1st and 10 from the 41. Sending a receiver left. First down, and they go right back to him. And the defense gets there to force a small loss.
You know, for pitchers, you'll hear them say, gosh, you got to pitch this guy backwards. For defenses, you got to do the same at times, Kate. You just can't always run it on first. You got to mix in some high-percentage pass plays. Otherwise, you're going to get hit right in the face for a loss just like that.
And he's brought down for a loss.
This coordinator tried to show some trust and belief in his offense. A run after a negative run? Well, you lose a lot of equity and belief in that coordinator. I don't think he's going to try a third run after back-to-back negative losses.
Packers into a nickel defense, third down. McCarthy to throw it. Has the connection to Jones. And the defense is all over this one for a big loss.
Not terribly complicated on this one, just not the third down screen you wanted to run. Little chance they were getting the first, and apparently, little chance they were going to even gain a positive yard at all.
Minnesota lined up in punt formation. And this will be his second effort of the contest. Got 46 on his first punt, and this one's pushing a little more distance. And the coverage team is there as he fields it, so almost nothing on that return before he stopped. The Packers and Josh Jacobs about set to go on offense. That punt gets up to 59 yards. And they'll get ready to go on offense. Offense ready to begin this drive. 1st and 10. Shotgun now for Love. That one is incomplete. Couldn't hang on through the contact. When we look back at this one, Brock, it is going to be defensive highlight after defensive highlight. And there again, the examples, they just keep coming.
The physical play has been the trademark, really, from the first snap through this second half. There have not been many just uncontested, clean, efficient plays. Every effort's been answered, and that's why that scoreboard's not been lit up.
Passing struggles bleeding over from that last play. He's forced to get rid of this one. Last pass unsuccessful, and they have 3rd down here. Here's Love. Pocket isn't holding up. They're able to drop him. And the defense comes through. That's going to back him up and bring up 4th down.
Wow, it has been such a good day offensively for the guys up front. That's actually the first sack by this defense. And now comes the real question mark. Will it lead to more, or will this offense learn a lesson and get back to the rhythm they've been in protecting?
So 4th down, here comes Daniel Whelan to send it flying for the Packers. He takes this in on his side of midfield. And before that return amounts to much, they bring him down. It's a 54-yard punt that time. And it's going to be Vikings football. Football on that 47-yard line, 1st down. Off the play fake, he's going to throw. Hockenson reels it in. And he'll cross the 50 and start pushing onto the opposing side of the field.
When you see play action, do all you can to get your eyes to the tight end, because that's their bread and butter. That play action gives him time off the line, helps chip a rusher, or even helps sell that fake. And then when he releases, he gets out, he gets some leverage. He gets to that edge before the defender can cover him.
From the 46. Catch is made down the right sideline. And he's out of bounds just inside the red zone. He'll move the sticks after ripping off a gain of 28.
Nice to see that connection, that chemistry working between the two of them.
Up to the line, and they're set. 1st and 10. From the red zone now. That's Jefferson. He's got it. And he's going to be taken down near the 8-yard line. Let's see what they want to do here, partner. It's 2nd and inches. From the shotgun, McCarthy. Chased out to his right. And he wisely avoids contact, sliding down there, and that played good enough for a first. It's a gain of 4. And that will set up 1st and goal.
That is quarterback play 101. Maybe not the first chapter of it, but man, is that important. Getting downfield, get what you can with your legs, then most importantly, protect yourself. Get down and don't take any extra contact.
And he's going to score. Touchdown, Minnesota! The Vikings take a 3rd quarter lead. You always tell me, Brock, it is a whole different world here, running routes, working in confined spaces, instead of having that whole field to spread out a defense.
Oh, spot on, Caden. Some players, that's the world they thrive in, finding windows where windows shouldn't exist, and then being ready for the throw to arrive. It happens so fast. Trusting your quarterback to make the right read and get it to you.
Reichert on for the point after. Extra point sent right down the middle. And the Vikings break that tie and now lead by 7. Here's Reichert set to kick this away. It's Keyshawn Nixon with the return. And this will give them decent field position. The return gets out to the 30. Now here comes the Green Bay offense. They'll look to knot up this game right now as they trail 17-10. First and 10 now from the 30. Love looking to pass. He's got time here. Pocket isn't holding up. They're able to drop him. And the big play drives them backwards. Second down coming up.
No one picks him up, and he reminded everyone in the building why that's a major mistake. The linebacker's athleticism on full display. A sack in under 2 seconds? That's a select group of players on the planet who could pull that off.
Everyone's prepped. It's second down now. Trying again following the sack. That finds Jacobs complete. And that's good yardage there with a new set of downs to boot.
At that down and distance, this group was pretty confident a screen would get them enough yards for the first, and it did. And so long as it keeps working like that, I bet you it'll be a go-to play for them when they need it the next time.
First and 10 from the 41. Love now to throw. Has him on the quick hitter. And he made a bid for midfield there, but stopped on his own side at the 49.
That is a textbook first down completion. Sets up second and very manageable and creates space to take that shot downfield.
After a good pickup, they're set up with second and short. To the air with Love. Hauled in by Musgrave. Pickup of a few as he heads out of bounds. This one goes for 3 yards. And it'll be first down, Packers.
There's no negatives ever on a grade sheet for a completion, but that's one of those situations. If you're going to take a risk and throw an out route, you'd sure like to see a little bit more yardage gained.
Thrown on first down, Love. Can't get it to him, incomplete. No luck finding his receiver that time. So it's second down coming up.
There's the importance of staying in phase as a defender. He was all over him in coverage, and that really did help force the incompletion.
Couldn't connect on first. It's second down. Shotgun give now to Jacobs. And he's caught behind the line for a loss.
This is one of those situations, Kate, where I watch the body language of the running back because it'd be very easy for him to raise his hands up, look to the sideline in his O-line and go, what am I supposed to do there? There was nothing, no time at all to try and escape and react. Instead, it goes backwards.
Throwing his Love on third. That's going to be an incomplete pass on the throw to the right.
So often, so many of these games in the NFL, well, they come down to a play or two, and third downs are critical. Whether it's in a close game or already out of hand, their coach wants to see them convert those.
The Packers send out their punting unit. And this is the second time he's been brought on to kick it. And he can't hurt you with a return if you just kick it out of bounds, right? This one flies out right around the 15-yard line. The Vikings and their QB, J.J. McCarthy, returning to the field on offense. And I think they'd be content doing everything the same as their prior drive and getting another touchdown here. They'll get this drive started. 1st and 10. Now a give up the middle to Jones. And the defense gets there to force a small loss.
I know from the position of the quarterback, Kate, sometimes you hand that ball, you put it in the belly of the running back, and you send him right into the teeth of a buzzsaw. You can feel it from the jump, and that call from the defense, well, it came at the perfect time.
Staying on the ground with Jones. And this defense offering no room at all up the gut there. No gain. That was Kenny Clark on the tackle. He didn't get anything on that run, so struggles on the ground, leaving them with 3rd and long.
Big man up front said, not in my house. Let me tell you, Kate, once you're in the grasp of one of those big old fellas on the D-line, you're done. They would say it on the East Coast like this, it's over. Over.
McCarthy throwing on 3rd down. Able to find Hawkinson. And he's able to get it to the 21 as he goes down.
That's just discipline with a capital D. The play in the huddle is a running back screen, but it takes discipline for that offensive line to not get downfield. Discipline for that receiver to stay alert, stay aware that he's a viable option as well.
Punter takes the field on 4th down, and he sends this one flying. And some textbook work covering that punt. It is stopped after almost nothing on the return. That excitement brings us to the end of the quarter. They'll have a shiny new set of downs to play with to start the 4th. It's Packers football, and they know what they need to do, trailing here in the 4th. New slate of downs to approach here from the 40. On 1st and 10, here's Love. Taken in by Dobbs. They touch him down, but a great pickup, and it's good for a 1st.
I love throwing on 1st down. And when you see a 1st down pass just like that, it's taking advantage of a matchup you planned for, and you go out and execute.
Still on the move, coming to the line for 1st and 10. That's into the hands of Dobbs. And he'll get this through the midfield stripe and starts pushing into Vikings territory.
Every once in a while, it's fine to be conservative on 1st down, especially when you get enough to stay on schedule and get a little something coming out of it, too.
2nd down now, 7 to go. Love out of the shotgun. That's Reed on the slant. And he's able to reach the 40 on that play.
Good luck defending that short yardage slant. Just not going to happen. There's a reason. This is a go-to play for just about any quarterback in every situation.
Here we go, 3rd and less than a yard. Turning to Jacobs on 3rd. And he'll get them enough for a 1st down.
That is your old school meat and potatoes call right there. Don't even think about throwing it. Just rush it ahead and get what you need.
1st down now, ball at the 39-yard line. Love from the gun. Completed to his running back. And he's able to get this to the 32 before going down.
When there's heat, that blitz coming off the snap, that QB's eyes, you could see it right away. He got to his check down in a hurry. But, Kate, here's the key. Quarterback and running back have to be on the same page. The two were right there, and it netted some positive yards.
From the 32. Finds him over the middle. And he'll pick up enough to move the chains.
They like to say it's about the Jimmies and the Joes. I think that's about the X's and the O's. That's a well-drawn-up completion that nets them a first down.
They're now set for 1st and 10. Man in motion here. A give to Jacobs on the inside handoff. And they try to power it forward, but only a couple of yards there.
You know, not a ton of yards, but still showing that commitment to the ground game. The type of run that keeps the defense from loading up in coverage and focusing entirely on that passing game.
8 yards to go. Let's see how they approach this 2nd down. They stick with Jacobs. And he'll push this upfield and earn them a new set of downs.
To be a stud back in this league, it takes more than just checking the athletic boxes. There's an IQ, a feel, a patience and craftiness required, along with just tremendous vision. He showed all of it navigating that run up the middle.
They can decide to play for the tie or win later. First, they've got to reach that end zone. It's 1st and goal. They'll run. Jacobs. And he made a bid for it. It's a good gain that's stopped down at the 3. It's a gain of 7, and that brings up 2nd and goal.
Hey, I get it on 1st and goal, right? A lot of teams like to be conservative and limit risk. Even if a run is stopped short, you still got 2, sometimes 3 downs to play with.
This time it's a passing play. Flushed out of the... And he carries it in for the touchdown. The Packers now trailed by just a point in the 4th. Jordan Love, the touchdown. Wow, great work there by the quarterback. The play broke down, didn't really have much of a choice other than to escape and improvise, and in the end, Brock, the best call he could have made.
Yeah, and you can do it in different ways in today's NFL, right? The Tom Brady's just recently retired. He did it with his brain. He did it with his mind, but you've got to be able to improvise, as you said. You got to be able to create when a play breaks down, and when you can put 6 on the board, man, does that infuse your offensive group with confidence.
So a chance to tie it up again here in the 4th. The kick is good, so this game now hinging on every possession as we're tied up in the 4th. On now is McManus to kick this away. Chandler now on the return. And he's going to make this to the 28 before going down. The Vikings taking the field on offense. They were only on the field for 3 plays their prior series, Brock. Let's see what changes they make to take over here. They're out and set, 1st and 10. Operating from the gun, it's McCarthy. Pass is caught by Addison. And he's got a decent gain before being brought down.
That's what you call efficiency. Exactly what you're looking for on 1st down. Textbook. It sets up 2nd and very manageable, and then creates that space if you want to take a shot downfield.
After a good pickup, they've got 2nd and 4. On play action now, McCarthy has the connection to Jones.
That's a defense's goal, right, Kate? Just get us to 3rd down so we can have a chance to get off the field. And that was a good adjustment on that stop in particular, when the back ended up being the target, and they were able to keep him short of the sticks.
Short yardage situation here. It's 3rd and 2. Straight ahead they go with Jones. And he's dropped just short of the marker, maybe a yard away.
That's one of those plays, Kate, as an offense, it just sticks with you a little bit. It bothers you that you just can't convert on a very manageable down and distance. And on the other side, it sure gives you some confidence defensively to get off the field.
The Vikings getting their punt team out. Ryan Wright's the one to send it away. Fair catch made, a little beyond the 20-yard line. No return on that punt. And they're going to take over possession. The Green Bay offense about to get started once more. They'll try to emphasize what worked on their last drive, which ended, Brock, in a touchdown. And the drive will start out with a 1st and 10. Down after a nice pickup there to get the first.
Every tight end worth his salt wanted this. Really craved man-to-man coverage. The best of them, give me man-to-man coverage, and I'm going to beat you. I was around Dallas Clark and Indy, one of the best. You play man-to-man, he's going to find a way to out-leverage you, separate from you, and make a play just as that tight end did.
Takes the handoff, now Love. Bails out of the pocket quick. He tucks it and takes off. And he slides down with enough to pick up that first. Big gain, 14 on the play. And that's good for a Green Bay 1st down.
You know, these are the type of plays that really get an offense going. This is a chance for a QB to inspire the guys around him. Calling his own number, carrying his teammates to a 1st down on that big run. That inflates an offense, and it can suck the wind out of that defense.
And he's got 4 on the run. Man, that's going to take us to the 2-minute warning. Second and 6 coming up here. Shotgun now for Love. He's got it over the middle. And he gets down to the 24 before he stopped. Give him 18 yards on that play, Brock, and it gets him a 1st down.
I may love watching a great thrower, but I love watching a well-done route too, Kate. Make that guy think you're trying to stack him only to drop your hips and cut right inside. Some good work to help reset those chains.
All right, set now, 1st and 10. They go counter, it's Jacobs. And he can only get a lone yard. Took a couple of guys to haul him down near the line. They'll come to the line here, 2nd and 9. From the gun, it's a give to Jacobs. And they bring him down at the 18-yard line. Minnesota spends its 2nd timeout here. And they'll take a moment to ponder what the call is going to be on 3rd down. Handoff here to Jacobs. And he's able to get this down to the 13. Now the Vikings use their 3rd and final timeout. And they are quite frustrated having to call that after giving up the 1st. A new set of downs forthcoming. It's 1st and 10. They run it with Jacobs. Has the Green Bay touchdown. The Packers have taken the lead late. It's a Josh Jacobs touchdown. So how about the determination there? This game has been as hard fought as you will see. But they grab hold of the lead here with a late touchdown that may just win them the ball game.
You could almost feel them saying, Kate, we don't want overtime. Let's go out and get it done now. They accomplished their goal. But you do have to ask the question, do they leave too much time on the clock? Stay tuned.
McManus on for the extra point. The point after splits the uprights. And the Packers break that tie and now lead by 7. On now is McManus to kick this away. Chandler now on the return. And this return gets to the 30 before he stopped. Now the Minnesota offense trotting out. Still time to go, Brock, but that touchdown has them down now 7. They've got to find the end zone here. First and 10 now from the 30. Back to throw. Fits it through the middle. And he's officially in enemy territory now. They're going to give him the opposing 49. It's a gain of 21 yards to pick up that first down.
Just how many times do we see teams go to this route? You can go to a Little League field, tell them to, hey, run to the post. It's a playbook staple. And he's someone you could depend on to create space and make catches out of it.
And he's just going to get rid of this one. Smart move there. When you saw the field, it's going to be second down.
That was a situation where he got the time in the pocket he needed. There just wasn't anyone open to throw it to. It got to the point he had 2 choices as that clock is going off in his head. Force a throw and risk a pick, or just get rid of it and cut your losses on the play.
Setting up to pass. And he won't get it there. Defender finds a throw and breaks it up. He was looking for T.J. Hawkinson. And things look tougher now with 3rd and long.
You know, that is so hard to do. That's called body control. Great positioning to swat the ball away, not go through the receiver, no penalty flag. He's got the body control and, more importantly, the timing to knock that ball away.
He had it for a moment, but a great defensive play to jar it loose. Incomplete. Trying to find Justin Jefferson. So that brings up 4th and long. Well, he found the route he wanted pretty quickly, Brock, but maybe, I don't know, he telegraphed who he wanted a little too much because that defender sure got there just as the ball arrived to force it loose.
Yeah, this is one of those tough moments as an analyst, right? Because you're right, offensively didn't get the job done, but I'm going to give a gold star to the defense. Anytime you make contact and you disrupt that pass, that's a job well done defensively.
And they get the stop. This is going to be a turnover on down, so now their opponent's final chance coming up.
You go for it on 4th down. It's got to be something from the short list of plays you expect to work every time. If that one's on the short list, I think it's got to be reevaluated. Something wasn't working on it, and it cost them the possession.
No timeouts remaining here, partner, so they can just run out this clock. With the win in hand, they'll take the knee and let this clock run out.
Nothing left to do now, Kate, but celebrate on one side and watch on hopelessly from the other. What a hard-fought effort to get to this spot, and now you can enjoy the victory.
A kneel down here, and they can start to celebrate this win. So this is a Packers win. This was a game they had circled a long time ago, Brock. You bring a division rival into your building, you want to make a statement at their expense and get that W.
We know it's not just an axiom, right, that it's so hard to win any game in the NFL. It is. They're difficult to do. But a division rival in your own building, it almost feels like a must-win, and that's the juice they played with today.
With Brock Ewart and our entire crew, I'm Kate Scott. You've been watching the NFL on EA Sports. The Packers are your winners as we say so long from Green Bay.